Naples, South Florida. There's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. It's a rematch of one of the great NFL playoff games of all time. The Chargers and Dolphins underway from Miami. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. They'll start on the ground here on first down. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
2nd and 5. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Here's Herbert. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and it'll be Dolphin football. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Two yards to go, 2nd down. And they'll send the tight end in motion. They just do get the play off as he'll look to throw. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. That one goes for 8 yards.
Oh, they had a good chance to get off the field defensively there. If they could just wrap up, it's going to be a 4th down. But instead, they can't get him on the deck, and he allows them to pick up the 1st down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now they'll send Waddle in motion left. Now Achane on 1st and 10. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Award that tackle for loss to the linebacker, Denzel Perryman.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly senses run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
Tua going to throw. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game. And that sack, Charles, just looked like a case where a speedy defensive end is a little bit quicker than the offensive tackle.
Yeah, it makes it difficult for a tackle to determine what exactly to do. Do you do the kick slide and try and get back in the pocket and meet him there? Do you meet him on the line of scrimmage where they call a quick set? In any event, right now, he's having his troubles.
And that is too far out in front of his intended target. Incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
On fourth down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt. Back deep for L.A. is Darius Davis. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Herbert. That's into the hands of the rookie from Ole Miss. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 24 yards.
Yeah, that's a good start to drive number 2. Remember, they had to punt the first time they had it. So maybe a little bit different sense of purpose here, and they start out with a nice gain and a quick first down.
On first down, it's Hampton, and they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Now it's Herbert. Setting up the screen, Harris. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down.
Boy, that was certainly well read defensively, and the key to any screenplay is space to work, and there was none to be found there, and they tackle him for just a short gain.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Herbert. And he's got this down to the 35. Herbert able to show his wheels as he gets the first.
He really looked comfortable there, scanning the situation, analyzing things, feeling the pressure, and then stepping up right through the middle and sprinting for a first down.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Justin Herbert looking to pass. A short throw to Conklin, the tight end. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll make it 2nd down. That's complete. It's Ladd McConkey. That'll go for a gain of 7. And now we've got a 3rd and 4. That was a lightning-fast decision that time. He just caught it and got rid of it.
Because he saw his guy was going to be open immediately. So he took the R, the run, out of the play. He took the O, the option, out of the play, and immediately got to the pass.
Herbert now. That one complete to McConkey. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Cameron Dicker on now to try the field goal. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead. So that, a good kick. We haven't talked about it much, but the wind is prevalent, and he drove that right into the wind.
Yeah, and don't forget the wind can swirl down there, too. So being able to read it, how it's coming, left to right, right to left, and to be able to execute that kick, that's pretty darn strong right there.
Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So Miami coming out for their second drive. Here's Achane to start the drive. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Well, they always talk about playing great team defense, and that was an excellent example right there. Everyone on assignment, no one in the wrong spot, everyone filling their gaps.
Second down, 8 to go from the 28. Looking to pass. Tua. Good work on the scamper by Tagovailoa. It's a first down.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
Out of the gun, here's a give to Achane. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain, or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd down and 4. Achane on the counter. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
But, partner, if the defense isn't going to adjust and they keep giving them those 5, 6, 7-yard runs over and over, they're likely to run it the whole way to the end zone. They'll be more than happy to take the yardage available and save some of their other plays in the playbook for another time.
Now they'll send Waddle in motion left. Now he's going to get it on the jet sweep. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
Second down and 4. Achane here. They stay on the ground. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Now, we all know that an offense coordinator and a quarterback, they're aligned at the hip. But when you've got a runner who can get you that kind of yardage, that guy's invaluable.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. In motion, Hill. Achane gets it from the gun. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Clock running, under a minute to go now here in a fast-moving first quarter. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. Pass incomplete.
You still hold your breath a little as a defense when Tua gets out of the pocket. You're worried about him scrambling and getting a first down. But there, he made the wise call. If there's nothing downfield, just throw it away.
Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. In motion, Hill. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Tuipulotu got in and dropped him.
Even keeping the back in for extra protection on 3rd down, they still couldn't prevent the sack. Now it's 4th and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. First kick 47. This one looks good as well. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers ready to take over. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Here's Herbert. And that nearly intercepted. Oh, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's second down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
After the incompletion, here's second and 10 from the 20. In motion goes the tight end. Up the middle they go. Hampton. And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. 3-0 after one on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2. And this offense on third down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw here, Herbert. To the sideline and incomplete.
Yeah, that's a nice job there defensively to blanket those receivers on third down. And as a quarterback, all you can do is just loft one toward the bench. Not too close, mind you, and live to punt the football.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
They'll wind up getting just a yard, and that'll bring up second down. On play action, here's Tua. Rolling to his left. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first.
Well, that turned out better than most of the passes he could have thrown on that snap. The coverage downfield was excellent, but the containment close to home left him a backdoor escape, and they paid dearly for not locking up.
Now Tua. It's Hill, complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Here's Tua. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle, 33 yards. And the Dolphins have taken the lead.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set. And racing, going 3 wide's a big deal. To go 5.
And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs. And I think they're going to at least take a look at this. Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Throwing to start the drive. Herbert. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
And I could see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Herbert. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. Miami set to take over. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
Tua sets up to pass it. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Throw caught by Achane. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. L.A. set to take over again on offense. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this will be incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. Here's Herbert. And this one finds McConkey. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
Partner, he sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
They'll run on first down. It's Hampton. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
They'll keep it on the ground. Hampton, 2 straight runs of 5 yards, 1st and 10.
I know flashy plays, splashy plays, as people like to call them, that attracts a lot of attention. But let's face it, when you're efficient, that can control a ball game, and I love the game plan they've got going right now.
Back-to-back 5-yard gains, didn't force the ball downfield, picked it up on the ground.
Yeah, offensive line, they're getting it done.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. Finding Harris over the middle. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 4. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. A short throw to Conklin, the tight end. They just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Hampton. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Play action. It's Herbert. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert sliding out of the pocket. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on 2nd down.
A quick throw there is incomplete. The Chargers on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8 from the shotgun. Here's Herbert. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Touchdown! Tyler Conklin, 27 yards. And the Chargers have regained the lead.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the lead is now 10-7. Now, after the Dicker field goal, he's back out, ready to send it away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Dolphins ready to take over on offense. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. In motion, Hill. They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped, but what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, and ends up spilling it for a loss.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Davis now to return it. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. Now it's Herbert. And his throw is incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Herbert. He'll find Williams on the slant. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Up the middle they go. Hampton. And that's going to be good for a Chargers first down as the tackle made at about the 38.
But it wasn't a goal line situation, but how about the goal line formation on 3rd and short? They went in and went heavy. No surprise on who was going to get the football. How about the power exhibited there?
Yeah, that was just put a hat on a hat, drive forward. Nice job to pick it up. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Let's face it, that's just a helpless feeling for a running back there. He's looking up to find a hole, and all he finds is a whole lot of ticked-off linebacker.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Open man here is Conklin. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a 1st down.
It is fun to watch the big man work the middle of the field. How about that post route there? Did an excellent job of getting his head around to look the football in and gain significant yardage.
Herbert now. Throws right side, and that's complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. What a play that turns out to be. 36 yards.
He scored their touchdown earlier, and this had a chance to be another. This secondary scrambling for answers, looking at each other, trying to figure out who is going to put the clamps on this guy, because right now he's absolutely shredding them.
Out of the gun, Herbert. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. Second and 3 with the ball sitting on the 5. In motion, the tight end. Herbert back to the air. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete. Mike Williams the intended target, and it's 3rd and short. Again, he'll drop to throw. He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown catch, and they are able to add on to their advantage. And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And he returns this to the 22. Dolphins offense returning to the field. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field as they take over with exactly 1 minute to go here before intermission. From the 31, here comes 2nd and a yard. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Well, this hasn't really been a first half to remember on either side of the ball, but I think this kind of makes this an important drive. You'd love to get this back to a one-score game if you can, and that's good work there to get some yardage here and pick up the first down.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over, then they get a chance to continue their drive.
And again, it's Tagovailoa. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 31-yard line. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jonnu Smith, 31 yards. And the Dolphins get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Well, he's regarded as one of the best athletes among NFL tight ends, Charles, and it certainly was on display right there.
And as we've seen this league continue to grow and develop, I think the tight end position is becoming harder and harder to defend because now it's elite athletes playing that position, not just the big guys who can block. How about his ability to get downfield and make plays against any defense?
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Chargers going to take over now late in this first half. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Herbert off of play action. That one completes a McConkey. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Well, a tough throw there across his body. It's incomplete.
He already came through for them on this drive. No surprise that they were hoping he could do it again.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Back to throw here, Herbert. Harris has it over the middle. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. Two yards still to go. 3rd down now. Again, Herbert. That one out wide and intercepted. Picked up by Afitu Melifonwu. After the turnover, it's Tua. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. Sanders' kick is good, and that will tie things at 17 all. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
So still a little bit of time following the made field goal, but we are tied as the kick's away. Here's Darius Davis on the return. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And he takes this near the 25, just a little past there, call it the 26. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the 3rd quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one, and we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
2 yards on the pickup there, and it's 2nd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
A run straight ahead with Achane. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Third and 3. In motion, Hill. On play action, here's Tua. Man open left side is Brown. A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the first. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
Tua sets up to pass it. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
I didn't like the look of that play right from the beginning. I thought he should have seen the coverage that was there, tried to force it in. That one, he's fortunate, just fell incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. Throw caught by Achane. And he gets this only to the 41, not near enough for the first. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
Now a look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Hampton. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Here's Herbert. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Play action, now it's Tua. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be second down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Just a gain of a couple there. And now it's 3rd and 3. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. L.A. readies for its next possession. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
It may be only a gain of 3 yards, but that back, he deserves a lot more credit on the play. That could have easily been stopped at the line, but his vision and his determination found some space to turn it into that modest gain.
They'll keep it on the ground. Hampton. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 42 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run, and at that yardage down.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. A short throw to Conklin, the tight end short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1. Here's Herbert. Now this one finds McConkey. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 41-yard line. A nice pickup there, 10 yards. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 41. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That's good for 28 yards.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Now it's Herbert. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Justin Herbert looking to pass. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. Touchdown, Chargers. From 4 yards out. And the Chargers are an extra point away from drawing level. Well, we know he has decent hands out of the backfield. That's the first time, Charles, they've targeted him in the passing game, and it pays dividends.
And I love the design, too, because they kept him in the backfield, made the defense think run first before they swung him out of there. And you're right, with his hands, they might want to throw it to him just a little bit more.
Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half. Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. He'll dump this off to Achane. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Up the middle, Achane. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. But I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Again, it's Achane. He'll take it past the 40 to the 41, 2nd down.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
Looking to pass. Tua. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard. In motion is Washington. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
I know they want to go for it here, and I know that their fans want them to go for it. But listen, I'm going to play head coach right here and look at the facts. Tie game, plus, even if you get the first, you still got a half a field to go. I'll go ahead and punt the football myself.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
So from the 25, this is 2nd and 5. Williams being motioned left. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Hampton, and he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And that's going to be good for a Chargers first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the darn ball and pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, 3rd and short, that's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school, smash mouth football. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 65 yards rushing for him now to this point.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? Them can create his own space and break a tackle.
2nd and 4. Now a handoff up the middle. Hampton. And he'll get about 3 here up to the 44-yard line. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
On 3rd down, it's Hampton, and he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line.
Brandon, this can be so demoralizing for a defense. They've had 2 opportunities to get off the field. They haven't gotten it done. So now your coordinator, he's going to call every blitz that he has, any type of exotic, something that they haven't seen before. And he's also telling the defensive lineman, don't worry about holding people up. Just get in gaps and try and make a big play.
And not only not getting off the field on 2 opportunities, clock continuing to run. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
If you're looking for glory, looking to get your name in the headlines, you do not want to play nose tackle. But how about what we just saw there? The ability to hold people up, take on extra blocks, and actually slip them and make a tackle on that play. That's big time.
First carry for Najee Harris. And he is going to lose yardage here. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They want it at every position, and we just saw there some linebackers that can go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sidelines.
And not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Last play, they didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they gain almost 40 yards here.
Talk about a momentum shifter right there. Tie game, 4th quarter. These are the plays that win you games. And now defensively, the question becomes, how do you respond?
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there. And it's 2nd down.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Open man right side. That's McConkey. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Herbert now. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And I don't think he got there. No. He's short by maybe a foot. Maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on 3rd down. And he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a 1st down.
Broke the 1 tackle, but couldn't spring himself free. And his kick is good. And they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Dolphins offense returning to the field. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be 2nd down. Now Tua. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. Here's Tua. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Chargers getting set to go. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
4th quarter with the lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on 1st down. They did that plus 3.
Only able to gain a couple there. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Now a give, right side. Hampton, and he's going to go backward. They get him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Oh, what a great job defensively to stack things up. They were committed to stopping the run. They knew it was coming. And now it looks like they should get the football back as they force an important 3 and out.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. It'll be a 41-yard punt. Give them 5 on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. Their defense accomplished step one of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth-quarter lead. Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. Washington in motion left. Hand off to Achane to begin the drive. That's to about the 28. 2nd down coming up. So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Short throw to Smith, and he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. And they'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27. In motion, Hill. Tua going to throw. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the second half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback, so that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 7. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. And that'll bring up 4th down on the big sack with a loss of 5. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Charger defensive unit making their way back out there. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football. Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now, they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Hampton, and he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Back to throw here, Herbert. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get...
Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Tyrell Dodson drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
He's known for his legs and his fancy footwork, but he's not getting much of a chance to use it here. The defense continued to hold the upper hand by bringing him down on that play.
Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline.
So Tua and the Dolphins down 27-24, 2:05 to go. They'll have one play here just north of the 2-minute warning. On play action, here's Tua. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
To a hit, and the ball is out. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football, so this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. Well, here's a big one. You can just feel it. This is third down now. Now Tua. Throw caught by Achane.
And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. Nothing open downfield. They went underneath.
Yeah, see if you can get it to your running back. See if you can make someone miss in the open field.
Too far for a field goal. They've got to go. It's fourth down. Here's Tua. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. First and 10 here. Tua. They set up the screen. Achane has it.
And he'll get it down here to the 43. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point you have to have a splash play in there as well.
They'll come up now. 2nd and 9. Throwing Tua.
Over the middle to Smith. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 27-yard line.
Tagovailoa goes right back to Smith again.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game.
This offense cannot stop the clock now. No timeouts remaining as they come up here first down. Tua.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Gosh, given the time in the short game, would he have been better off just dropping that?
Yeah, when you look at the clock, you think so. But it's hard to get a receiver to drop a football. They're trained to catch everything.
Well, this fan base on the losing side, Charles, they're going to be talking about this one for a while. They ultimately decided to try to come up with a touchdown on that last play when all they needed was the field goal to force overtime.
Yeah, and the reasoning behind it, that's what we're all waiting to hear, because sometimes there's things that we don't see on the surface. Did the coach feel like, if he tied the game, they couldn't go any farther, they had too many injuries? I'm not sure what was going on there, but I'm with you. I'm stunned they didn't try and kick the field goal there.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. And with that, we sign off from Miami.